And good afternoon, everybody. Good evening. I don't know why I'm talking like this. I don't know why. Just felt like the thing to do. Hey. All right. Well, we got a great class for you. Got a great session. We got a lot of cool things to share with you. I'm not going to do much talking. I'm just going to turn it over to Mr. Marco Mendez, everybody. Maybe you open up with a song. Are you planning on doing that? Yes? Yes?
Sure, I'll do one.
Yes?
We'll go.
Yes.
So,
Okay. I'll
so maybe
spotlight which
on
camera you want. That one. Okay, right there.
this one. No, the other one, the one
The
overhead.
other one. The other spotlighted
The
camera.
other spot. There you go.
Yeah, there you go. The other.
So this is a great song to get started. It's called Mustang Sally. Here we go. Wrong registration. See, I even make mistakes.
Take two. We were doing a
Oh my
test
God.
sound. We were doing a sound test beforehand. He had Mustang Sally queued up, and then he tried another.
Yeah, so now it's called Mustang Rock. Pay attention. I call the style up, the registration. I hit preset 1. We're good to go. Here we go. Anyway, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
the crowd roars. The crowd
It's actually an easy song.
roars.
Very, very easy song. So we're going to jump right in. We had a bunch of questions from the last seminar. Now,
Marco,
yes.
could you make the Geno screen a co-host? It's jumping all over in the participant list.
Oh, okay.
Makes it hard to find.
Okay, I gotcha. Let me go find it. Let me remove the spot so I can see the Genos. There we go. Make it a co-host. Is that the right one? Make co-host. It is a co-host.
Well,
I think the one that's called Geno Screen
Oh,
yeah,
wants us to
Geno's,
co-host.
there it is. Yeah, you meant to say the screen, not the keyboard then.
yeah, the screen, yeah.
All right, there we go. Is that good?
Okay, that's good.
Okay,
Now they're at
perfect.
the top of my list. It's easier to manipulate.
Yeah, gotcha. So the problem that we're having is not a problem, it's just a situation. I never call problems. There's always a solution to it. Some people bought the Genos from Fletcher. Some people bought them from me back when they first came out in late December or January. And some of you have a special package on yours. So if you have the Fletcher Music Edition, you do have that clearance that will clear the presets on your screen. So we'll go through that real quick, but then I'm going to teach you how to create your own preset to clear it. And this will be really good for you to learn how to do this because it's super easy. And that way you have different ways of doing it. You could do it with what's already in there if you have it. And if you don't have it, I'm going to show you how to clear it. So that's a thing that people get scared when they see all these lights. Oh, I don't want to write over it because right now Mustang Sally is in there. I don't want to lose it. And I get it. I understand what you're saying. So let's do the first one where we're going to erase the presets by using the Fletcher Music Edition program. So if we go over the head, over the keyboard screen, not that one, Steve, over the keys first. Over here. My hands. There we go. Okay. So, if I hit, you got all these numbers, you got to get familiar with this. Everybody's got the same. Even if you have a GENOS 1, it still works the same way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then right next to it, this is the easiest way to get to what you need, what you're looking for. So I push both of them, and you would find there under user. So if you go to the user, make sure you're not inside a folder. And if we now go to the screen real quick so they can see, it's the 6th item on the right-hand side, and it says blank registration bank. So when I push it, you don't have to do anything. I just have to push it. And then if you notice now, we go back to the overhead camera, you'll notice that all the lights have been turned off. There's no lights at all on the keyboard. They're off. So they're empty. So I'll do it one more time. Let me populate that first by pushing a sound. Let's just do 101 strings. It's a registration preset. Now, some of you may not see it because you're inside a folder. So even though I'm on user, I went to another area of the user called famous sounds. So you have to get, every time you see this little arrow on the corner, you have to hit that up to come back to the main menu of the user. If you're inside a folder, you're not going to see that. Now I'm on presets. So I have to get out to the first set. One more time. I'm outside the folder. There's no more arrows to get out. And then I just touch blank registration bank and watch the lights. They go off. If you don't have that, or if you don't know how to do it, we wanted to do this anyway. We wanted to talk about this. Let's do it a different way. So I loaded a set of registrations. There's 10 in there. Doesn't matter what it is. I just wanted to put things in it. And now you push the 2 buttons and get minus and plus to the left. And then you have, we go to the screen on the keyboard so they can see, there is a menu that sits over the presets on the right-hand side. Let me move this thing because I can't see. There we go. Yeah. So on the right-hand side, on the top, there's search, file, and menu. So if I hit menu, it brings this question. Registration bank information. We want to go to registration bank edit. And I push that, and when I do, just highlights all the numbers with your finger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So they're all lit up now. They're all selected. And if you notice to the right hand of the screen, there is a title called delete. It's just deleting it from the panel, not from the preset. So I just hit delete, and the same thing, yes to all, and look at the lights again now. If you look on the keyboard, the lights have now been cleared. So what I recommend that we do at this point is to create a registration that you can put on a stick, because we're going to do that today. We can save a registration, and they're called blank registration or blank presets. So let's do that real quick. So I go again. There's nothing in there. They're empty. Minus and plus. Now you go to File. File is the one next to Search. And you're going to hit the word Save. It's the last one on the top right corner there. Save. And now we're going to save here to the USB. Let's make USB 1. Let's save it there. I happen to have 2 USB on mine. Let's remove one so you don't get confused. I'm removing a USB, so now you only see one. So I highlight number 1, menu, again, file, save here, and now name it. This is the part that's critical. If you leave that name, 2 of us beat soul, you're gonna lose it. It'll tell you that something already exists. So I just hit the delete button, hold it, and it clears the name. And now let's just call it blank, BLANK, registration. I'm just writing preset. You can call it whatever you want to call it. Presets. And then I just hit at the bottom of the screen, OK. And now that went right to the USB, and look what it says now. USB 1, it's not user. I'm not on user, I'm on USB 1. And we just created a file called blank registration presets. So either way you do it, it's okay. So let's do, I'm gonna populate the presets again by pushing something. Let's do Chicago, which we did in class. And if you notice now on the keyboard, it loaded all 8 presets for the song Chicago that we did in class a few weeks back. Are you overhead camera? Yeah. So these are the presets for the song Chicago. So to start from scratch, we already saved a file called blank registration preset. So we hit plus and minus. We stay on the USB. And if you look in the screen, it'll say now blank registration presets. I just push it with my finger, and now the lights have been cleared. So that's how people have a few questions for me dealing with that situation. So let's review what we talked about last week. Now that we have nothing in there, let's just create a quick 4 presets here we're gonna make monkey with. Remember, I always told you, if you follow my advice, you're gonna be much better off down the road. I have a lot more experience than you'll ever have doing this. So the first thing that I do, as I mentioned last week, I pick a style first. You don't have to know what it is, just a category. So I hit the orange strip here on the front of the keyboard, and I push it. And then I'm gonna find something that I wanna try. As you know, I love Latin. So I'm gonna go to Latin rumba bolero. I like that. And I would just remind you, right next to the name, there's a musical note equals 117. So that's the default from the keyboard. You can go less or more, but it's set up to be 117. So I'm gonna hit exit, and you can now confirm it. Rumba bolero at 117. Now, if you wanted to slow it down or speed it up, let's talk about that. If we go to the overhead camera, everything that deals with the style will be to the left of the keyboard. So here's tempo minus and tempo plus. And as you push it, a window pops up, and let's make it 110. There it is. So I set that up, and then I'm gonna hit the synchro start. So when I play a chord, it starts to play. And now we're gonna deal with picking a right-hand sound only. Let's just start like we did last week. Let's just start with one sound, right one. I push the black key above it, push it, and that opens up all my categories. And I've always encouraged to have a piano sound in there. So if we go to the screen, you can now see all the categories on the left, and I just picked the piano category. And so I hit the piano, and then they all show up. SFX is a new sound that's only on Genos 2, which is a great piano sound. Again, if you want to hear it, you can just push it, and then right above, By the search and file and menu, there's a little icon that says demo. So if you push that, the keyboard will give you a sample of what that sounds like. Because remember we talked about last week, this is what you do. Okay, let me try this piano. Okay, let me try this piano. Okay, let me try this piano. Let me try this piano. And you say, wow, they all sound the same. Well, because you have to play more than one note. A piano's a piano, but they change in the characteristics if you play a longer musical example. So I just highlight the grand piano before I save it. I want to hear it, so I hit demo, and it's going to demonstrate now the SFX Concert Grand. Yeah, you gotta admit that that's absolutely stunning. So now if we go to the screen over the keyboard, all I'm gonna do is now hit the memory button right here, memory, push it. This screen comes up, it's all default, leave it alone, and push preset number 1. And it turns and it flashes and it stops flashing. In your screen, you still see it flashing, but it stopped. So now I have Bolero rhythm at 110 with the Synchro Star on, and I've chosen the SFX Concert Grand. The only last thing that I would recommend on preset 1 is to give it a nice intro. I always make the first preset with a built-in intro. That way it sets up the mood. So even if you mess it up, at least the beginning was great. So let's light up. And remember, 1 intro is going to give you 4 clacks with the drummer. Click, 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 click. Starts to play. 2 is a medium-size intro. And 3 is a full-blown, everybody's playing, and it's awesome. Now, some of the styles have the original song that it was meant to be played on intro 2 or 3. And we're going to talk about that later on. But for right now, I would like to also include intro 3 as part of that preset. So all I do is, again, hit memory, let go, push 1, it's saved. So when you play a chord now on the left, it's going to give me a great intro, and when that light goes out, it's time to start playing. Here we go. Now, if you say to me, I didn't like that one, okay, let's try number 2 and see if you like this one better. Intro 2. So it's all personal choice. I like both. They're both fine. So I'll leave it on 3. That's the way I saved it. Now on number 2, we'll keep it simple. Let's do marimba sound. I love marimbas. So I go now to the right-hand side where 1 used to be the piano. I push that, and then to the left are your categories. Now, what I love about the Yamaha product is that you're going to become a better musician because you have to learn where instruments are. So if we go to the screen on the TV there, Steve, they can see that I have the categories on the left. Let's go to the screen, Steve, please. The one with the T, where they can see where it says SFX. No, not that one, the other one. There you go, thank you. So right now you see SFX. Well, you're going to have to learn as a musician, where would I find marimbas? Well, those are percussive instruments. So if you hit percussion, I guarantee you it'll be in this page somewhere. Page 2. Okay. Page 3. Marimbas. There's all kinds of stuff. So you can just pick whatever you want. There's marimba right there. Now, if you don't know how good they sound, we can do a demo. So marimba, please demonstrate by hitting the demo button. like it. Very good. So now let's save that to preset 2. But word of warning, if you go over the head, on the camera overhead, look what's happening. We need to make sure that we turn off the intro. We don't want that on preset 2. So I just turn it off. I already have the marimba here. And I just hit memory, number 2. As simple as that. Let's keep going. Let's do 2 more. We go back again to right one. The button above it is black. Brings out the category. Let's do a guitar, acoustic guitar. A stands for acoustic. E is electric. A for acoustic. Concert guitar. I love that. I mean, hear it. Demo. Yeah, unbelievable. So let's memorize that to 3. So we go overhead camera. I go to the memory button on the right of the presets, push it, hit 3. I have the guitar. And let's finish now with an organ sound. Everybody likes organ. So we go again. Right hand side, black button, organ. Now jazz identifies Hammond organs. If you go to this one called European, that will be like Worsley and Bonn, all these organs in Europe. And if you go a little bit more after the pipe organs, it'll say home organ. That's like a Lowry product. So the home organ full will sound very much like a Lowry product. Or an organ ballad. Let me listen to that one. Give me a demo. Let me see that. Yeah. Let me hear the full organ, home organ full demo. Yeah. That's very good. So let's put that one on preset 4. Go back to the screen overhead. I hit the memory button. And I hit number 4. And I'm finished. Now you have to save it to the stick. This is where we left off last week. So while you're still here, you don't have to do anything. You go to the top, and this is, if you're a computer person, it's called File. Not menu, not search, not demo, not the X. File. You hit File, and now we hit the word Save. Right over in the right hand. And then let's save it to the USB. USB. And then save here. And don't call it home organ full. That's a problem. So you want to do File again. Save. Save here. And then hold the delete button. It'll clear. And let's call it Spanish Eyes. That's a good song to play with that style. No, but better yet, Bésame Mucho. B-E-S-A-M-E. Bésame Mucho. Oh, I misspelled it. I'm not left-handed. I'm trying to do, for the keyboard, I'm ambidextrous, but not for pushing buttons. Bésame Mucho. Okay. And now it's in there now, Bésame Mucho. You see that? So let's try to play that song. So we go to the screen over the keyboard. I hit preset 1. You can find your music if you have it in Easy Play. And now let's play a little bit of Bésame Mucho. Here we go. And then I'll change the presets when I get to the end. I could have saved 5 with a built-in ending, but I'm just going to hit the ending button. So here we go. And eventually, after you start listening for a while, what will happen is that you'll start knowing a little bit of how the ending goes, and you can just play along. As long as you're playing notes or whatever chord you hit last, sounds great. You don't have to get all fancy. Just play some notes, and people think you're doing the ending. So whatever you do, don't hit ending and walk away, and then people know, oh, what the hell were you doing? You know. So that's really an important thing, this registration thing, which leads me to the next thing. Gary and I and Steve also were involved this week in creating some files for you. And Robert was kind enough to do in category of songs, and then he has the slash and tells you what preset it is, the song itself, and then the category. So what we did, we made it even better. And what I'm going to do is share the screen here and show you what we did. We created 3 different more PDFs for you. So let me see, how do I share the screen? Okay. I need to remove spotlight. Just bear with me. Okay, share screen. Okay, share. There we are. And I'm going to go to Dropbox. And I believe Gary put it on my thing here. Hang on here. Zoom. Whip to Marco. There we go. Let me see where it is. To Marco. This is just a thing where you don't have to worry about any of this. I want to send it to Robert. Robert does a lot better job than I do. Let's see, where are the ST Genos? What did I put? Genos, where is Genos style? Genos order. Oh my God, I don't know where he put them, Steve. That's so embarrassing. Is it to Marco? I guess I could search for it. It's called playlist. Let me just do a quick search here. All files, search. Genos playlist. Search. PDF. I don't know. Anyway.
There was one called Geno's Playlist at the end, but I don't know if it was the one you were looking for.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, click the X on that.
Play Genos.
On the search.
Oh, okay. There.
Right. Just click that.
Okay.
And then scroll to the bottom of your list. I don't know if that's the one or not.
Okay.
All the way. Keep
Oh,
going.
it's on the same folder I was before?
I saw something on wherever you were before that.
Okay.
I saw something at the bottom that said Geno's Place, but I don't know if that's the correct one or not.
Okay, well, we can go Classroom Web.
Yeah, there.
And then it was to Marco. And let's go to the bottom. I really want you to see this.
I thought I saw something, but it said Geno's 2 playlist.
It's so good too. What? Well, this one is Geno's playlist. Here it is. This is it, man. Okay, I got it. So let's go to the folder. Yeah, go to folder. Open. Where is it? Well, I guess I just clicked Geno's 2 playlist. Has to be that. Yeah, by order, by style, and by song. There we go. Okay, so let me open this one up. So what we did is we made them all in order of the songs that you want, and then we gave you the style in a separate one instead of being attached to the song, which is confusing. But these are they're organized by category. If you see the top, Geno's 2 playlists in category order. So anything, all the ballrooms are there, all the classic events, all the countries, blah blah blah. So the next list that we have is now with Jesus. Oh my God. Yeah, the next one we have is now by styles. This is really good. So by styles, you now have the name of the songs, in oh, play this in song title order. Okay, this is the song. So these are all in alphabetical order. So you can go find, I want to play April in Paris or Anything Goes. It's under, the name of the rhythm is called Quick Step Combo, and it's under Ballroom. And then the last one he did was by, oh my God, I can't operate this computer. So stupid. There we go. Yeah, and then this one's by style. And it always tells you on the top what it is. So this is all by styles in alphanumeric value, Steve will tell me. 60s, 70s, 80s, and then they go into ABC and all that. 70s, 80s, keep going. 90s, then can you go A, B, C. So it tells you that bluegrass is under country, blues rock is under R&B. So we're gonna get a copy of this to you guys too, so you can enjoy it and have some fun with it. It's very, very good, but it took forever because we had to create a new Excel file and then make PDF files out of it. And then lastly, and people are asking questions about this thing that I just did. I just rolled it out. I think last night Steve was kind enough. Let me just stick this in here. Hang on 1 second. So what's been happening, I told Robert a little bit about this, but let me just rectify it with you guys. So what I did, and it's because a lot of customers have been hunting me for years, actually like 30 years. Many of you have done this, and you know when you play, let's go to me, Steve. So when you play, Marco, you're a very aggressive player. You hit really hard, and then your whole keyboard looks like it's gonna blow up on how hard you hit it. I am a very aggressive player, have been my whole life. And the reason I do that is because there's features on all the organs and all the everything. And specifically, it's even worse here because we have initial touch, after touch, and then you can select how much of after touch, how much of initial play. It's really very intricate. And if you're not strong enough to do it, what happens if you barely hit the keys, you don't get a sound. And I'll prove that real quick. So I'll put the piano on, and I'm going to barely touch the keys and watch. You don't hear anything. I hear a little bit, so I have to play like this. But what happened to some of you, maybe the thumb is strong, but then your second finger is not strong, and then your third finger is strong, and your fourth is nothing, and your fifth is nothing. So when you play a chord, it's supposed to be when the Saints come marching in. Unless you play, you're not going to get that. And unfortunately, Yamaha does not give us the privilege of removing it and telling it to leave it removed. So I started in February, March, working on 500 presets to remove that from the equation. So that was the first thing I did. The second thing that I did was to create a style that would be unique to play a song specific with the style of music, and then give you 5 other suggestions that you can play with that same style, but not using the introduction button. And I created lists on that. And then, of course, all the music that I now are going to give people, I'm not going to fight it anymore. If you can't beat them, join them. So everybody wants to play music from this format, the Hal Leonard music. So I downloaded all the songs that I've created to go with that type of music. And I do like it, but it's very easy and it does work. So I'm not gonna say anymore, oh, I don't like Hal Leonard. Hey, if you like it and it allows you to play the song well enough and you don't have to work that hard on it, I'm all in for you. So if we go over the keyboard here real quick, I'm gonna show you on the screen, Steve, what that software is all about. real quick. I'm not going to take a lot of time here. So if I go to the screen and I call up that software, it's on USB 2, which I inserted. And if you notice, there's a bunch of different styles that I made up. So I tweaked all the styles. I tweaked all the registrations, the backgrounds, the right hand, the left hand, the harmonies. It's a labor of love here. And then I named it something that should remind you of a song you could play instead of what wouldn't make say like 60s brown soul that's supposed to be brown eyed girl. Bamba 50s pop that's supposed to be La Bamba. Blueberry country that's supposed to be Blueberry Hill. Arabian adventure that's supposed to be Lawrence of Arabia. So I'm going to give you an example of how it works. I push it, it lights up. I hit the first preset, and if you notice over the keyboard now, the first preset called up the registration for the intro on overhead the screen, Steve, please. So, adventure, preset 1. Whoop. Spotlight it again, the keyboard. There, Steve. It's not spotlighted. Let me do it. There we go. So, preset number 3 came up with the first preset. I have the music in easy play to play Lawrence of Arabia. I play the first chord and wait till you hear this. And I'll play a little bit of Lawrence of Arabia. Here we go. Fantastic, fantastic. So here's another one called Fly With Me Swing. That's supposed to be the Frank Sinatra song, Come Fly With Me. So I go to the Easy Play Music, Come Fly With Me, there it is. Preset number 1 will give me the introduction that goes with that song, and then use all 10 presets as you see fit. Preset 1, intro, Come Fly With Me. Here we go. concept is very simple, and I'll do one more, and the rest will be self-explanatory. Christmas is coming, so I decided to do a really nice setup to play any Christmas ballad. Christmas ballad. Then one thing that's different that I've never done, when you hit the first preset, it populates in the MIDI file me playing White Christmas. So every preset you put, I've inserted the song that you should play with it, and then you can listen to me play it. If you don't want to listen to me, then you just get the music, Hal Leonard, go to White Christmas. There it is. White Christmas in easy play. How come it doesn't show? Oh, because I'm in the camera, yeah. White Christmas in easy play. Light up preset number 1. The introduction comes on, and then just play the easy play version of White Christmas. Here we go. Yeah, it's crazy. So that's a lot of work, and then when you buy the software, you'll get access to all the PDF files, all the music, the song suggestion sheets to the one that you're supposed to play, plus an additional 5, so 250 more suggestions, and they're all in easy play with. So now, if you play and you want to use the difficult music, you know, the more the merrier. But what I really like is the touch that you're not gonna get any more. When I play, I gotta pound the hell out of it to make it work, and then everything is highly tweaked, including all the registrations on the right, all the styles, how they behave, the intros, and the choice of registration. So, and it's doing really well. And if I'm gonna tell you, if you can't download it for whatever reason, I was talking to Betty and then talking to Loretta and some people that are just not comfortable, then let me know, and for no extra charge, I'll mail you the USB to your house. But try to learn how to download, because if you could have it right now, it would be great that you could just go and play it. And those of you who don't have the Genos yet, well, you'll have them pretty soon. So try the best you can to download it. It's not difficult, but if you're not computer savvy, you may have a hard time doing it. And then I'll send Robert those 3 PDFs with the playlist that's already built into the product, and with the 3 different ways of doing it, either by the name of the song, by the order of the style, or by the order of the category. And then we have everything we need to be able to find quickly what we're trying to play and move forward. So let me see on the chat. There's a lot of, no, there's not that much. That's really good.
Yeah, Marco, does it work on, could you download Mac and Windows?
Go ahead one more time.
Could you download to Mac, Mac computers or Windows?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. The biggest thing that people do, especially on a PC, and we learned this recently, when you download those files, when you receive them and you download them, they become a zip file. And unless you open the download, if you put it on a stick, then the Genos won't recognize it. So that's a problem. You gotta be careful that when you get it from wherever the sky is and it comes to your house and you see it on your download folder, if you're working with a PC, open it so it unzips itself. Regular Microsoft computers, I understand that's what they do. And then the Mac is the same thing. The Mac, you don't need to open them. At least it's been my experience. So they go right to it, and then I just copy it to a stick. Um, so let me know. But I'm really happy what we're doing, and I know I'm going molasses speed, but we don't want to rush this process. There's a lot to learn and things that you're not familiar with. And if you could make your own registration and save it, we're way ahead of the game. So that's a really important aspect. And then next week, I'll just quickly revise, and then we'll move to other items on the keyboard. You know, there's so much to talk about, so it's exciting. And by the way, a lot of you think that this is painful for me. Remember, 100% or 99.9% of who I am, I love to play. I'm a musician and I love to play concerts, but I love to teach more because when you can make a difference in someone's life, that's where the real value to me is. When someone tells me that you changed my life, it's very dramatic for me. I take it very seriously because very few things in this world that you'll come across anybody that gives you something that changes your life. That's amazing. So this is very enjoyable for me. I don't mind downplaying. I don't mind the one finger. It's all about the fun of the music, and that when you're finished, you feel a hell of a lot better than when you first started. And that's what we're all, you and me and everybody else in the world that plays, even professional musicians. The joy of making music is the joy. It's not how good you are and how wonderful you know all the buttons and how great you are with making scales. That's musicians that make a living doing that. They need to do that. We just enjoy it for the fun of it. Puts a smile in your face. And when you're having a bad day, you can always come here to your friend, and I guarantee you'll be in a better mood. Even if you play bad, it's still okay. So anyway, so next
Hey
week I
Marco,
won't. Yeah.
uh, on your Easy Play sheet music, uh, the registration numbers, does it show you which registration to hit as you're playing along, like first chorus, second chorus?
No, because all the registrations that I've made, are fabulous. So I think all of us, including everybody in this classroom, you need to step forward and then try them, and then you put in the music which ones of the 10 I gave you like. There's no bad and there's no wrong. But if you always have someone feeding you with a spoon, you're never know how to grab the spoon yourself and feed yourself. And I don't mean that in a disrespectful or trying to make anybody mad. If you have 10 great dishes in there and you're trying to play White Christmas, go through them and you're going to find 5 or 6 that you really like. And then just take your pencil or Apple Pencil or whatever and say, oh, I'm going to go 1 here and then 6. I'm going to play 3. And now you can say it's your own arrangement. It really is. And then just build a nice registration. And you'll even remember the sense of accomplishment is also important for humans, especially at our age when we start. This doesn't work that well anymore. So when you do things like this and you finally say, hey, I'm going to make an arrangement of this song, and then you play it for someone, and they say, wow, that was great. I said, I made it myself. You don't have to say Marco Pre said blah, blah, blah. Nothing. Just 1, 5, 3, 7, and that's it. So take the time to let the software educate you and become a better person in making decisions for yourself. And if you don't like the sound, then, oh, I don't like that one. Then fine. You don't like it. It's okay. But they're all geared to go with that style perfectly. and they're a mix of everything. It's not just all sax and all strings and all whatever. I'm very good in mixing them into all kinds of types of food of the world: Brazilian music, Brazilian food, Mexican food, American food, Japanese food, Mongolian food. So these are all recipes that are very well made. So all you have to do is find which one you want. You're welcome. So I'm hoping, I know we learned quite a bit today with saving it to the preset and then moving it to the USB. And remember, I'm going to just remind you one more time. If you start from registration blank preset, when you go to save something, the name will be registration blank preset. So if you overwrite that, now registration blank preset came up now to whatever you decided to do. So that's the only thing that's backwards on this product. And actually, it's not backwards. It's backwards for everybody else except people that know how to run this machine. It makes perfect sense. If I start with a file called a name, when you go to try to save it, and by the way, it will protect you. Because if you try to name it the same, it'll say, hey, a file by that name already exists. Do you want to overwrite it? So this keyboard is not stupid. And then if you say, yeah, overwrite it, then now I'm not going to say it. You can say it. So remember, after you start with a blank slate and you make something, when you go to save it, you can't call it blank registration presets, because now you're not going to have blank registration presets. Just delete the name, call it whatever you want to call it, and then hit OK. And please try it. Don't be uneducated enough to say, well, I don't want to break the keyboard. You can't break anything. The worst thing you can do is lose a preset. And I'm here, and Robert's here, and we can get you back in order in no time. So please, make mistakes. Try it. Screw up. It's okay. There's no problem. Everything's fine. That's how we learn. So I'm sorry I took too long today, but we started late and then we ended late. So try it. What we talked about, try to make your own little thing. You don't have to play anything. Just go through the process of what we did and then memorize it to a preset, save it to a stick, and then next week Robert will come up with something different and I'll be back in a week. So I'll be in Florida, and I think the stores and Robert will let you know what I'm doing. So
Okay, and Robert, and I'm sorry, Marco, on your songs, do they include the guide option of the Genos 2?
do they include what?
The guide option. You know, the
Yes,
rolling
yes, of
ball?
course. Yeah. That's built into any MIDI file. Any MIDI file you get, we can make it follow your finger on it. So again, this is all going to be down the line classes. Any file that you have can become a follow me file. So just be patient with me and Robert, and let's just do baby steps. And I'm sorry about today. It was too long. So thank you so much. Enjoy it. Robert, I'll send you the recording when it's ready. And then I'll see you guys in a couple of weeks. But we'll continue to do this for many, 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 many months to come. So thanks again, everybody. Take care.